Does this video have anything to do with D&D? Kind of. I'm going to show you the tattoos that have to do with D&D first so that you can be on your way if that is all you care about. But I've been requested to make a tattoo tour about 4 times in the last month. And so I'm just going to do it. Hi, and welcome to my channel. This episode does not have really a lot to do with D&D, although I do have D&D tattoos for you that I'm going to show you first, which is very exciting. But I have been requested so many times since I started YouTube to do a tattoo tour. My people in Twitch and my people in Discord know that I am obsessed with tattoos. I love tattoos. I've loved tattoos since I was very small. I actually can't remember a time I didn't love tattoos, although I do specifically remember what made me love tattoos. There's a guy on the beach in Galveston who had his shirt off and he was covered head to toe in prison tattoos, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So of course, me being a little child strayed away from my family and approached this guy and was like, let me see your skin. And that is how I started loving tattoos, with some man with his prison tattoos, and he kept laughing and being like, this is stupid. Anyways, it was really, really fun. I wanted to get tattooed whenever I was 16, but then my parents convinced me not to get tattooed at 16 and to go to a shop and all that kind of stuff. So I've been getting tattooed since I was 18, and I am now 30. I have 16 tattoos, and I plan on continuing kind of the pace that I'm at right now, because whenever I was 16, I made up plans for myself for the tattoos, and one of the plans was I wanted to be tattooed from 18 to 45, and then have a completed bodysuit at 45. So I am right on course to do exactly what I want. Some people say that I have a lot of tattoos. I don't say that I have a lot of tattoos because I know what a lot of tattoos looks like, and that's not me, bro. That's not me. I will say that every single limb and every single part of my body is covered in tattoos, neck down, and so that's really exciting. I'm glad to have that under my belt. But I am going to show you all of my tattoos today and kind of explain everything behind them, including my first tattoos that I'm going to show you, which are my Dungeons and Dragons tattoos, because I have 2 of them.
This is my award-winning D&D tattoo. It won medium color at a villain arts convention in Houston. It is done by Travis. It is a health potion with a D20 in the center, and the D20 is actually my favorite D20 ever. I absolutely love this tattoo. It took about 8 hours to complete, and it was really good and fine, except for this little piece right here. This little piece was not fun at all. But yeah, I absolutely love this tattoo. It's probably one of my favorites on my body. This tattoo was actually a fundraiser goal. I was fundraising for an animal shelter in Gaza and said that the highest donator would be able to pick my next D&D tattoo. And luckily, one of my moderators, Ranger, was the one who won it. And so he picked my favorite sentient race of all time, something that I love dearly, which is Modrons. If you don't know what Modrons are, I would highly, highly recommend looking them up, because they are just such fun little creatures and such a fun thing to add to your world. And so I kind of got it in the Hatchcross style to kind of represent 2E and the classic D&D, and I'll show you here in a second. But I kind of really like how that ended up working, because now it looks like new school and old school kind of merged together on my leg, and I love it so much. It looks really, really good.
So those are the D&D tattoos. I will say that I plan on adding a Remoraz. Modrons are my favorite sentient being, and Remoraz are my favorite non-sentient being. So I plan on adding a nice Remoraz running up the back of my calf. And I think I'm going to have it wrap around my ankle or something cool like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that there is going to be a Remoraz up the back of my calf. And so that is going to be a super fun tattoo. No, it's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely great. So, if you're a D&D person and that's all you wanted to see, thanks for seeing my D&D tattoos. I'll catch you in the next one. If you want to keep seeing all the other tattoos that I have, I would be more than happy to show you. So I'm going to start kind of on my fingers and stuff, and then I'm going to work my way up my arms, and then we'll do legs. So definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, my most useful tattoos are these tattoos. As you can see, I have an L and an R tattooed on my left and right thumb respectively. And then I also got along with it empathy and reality crossed out in red ink. The empathy and the reality were just space fillers because I felt weird just getting an L and an R tattooed on me. I wanted something in that spot. And to be honest with you, this spot, I call this spot the classic millennial hand tattoo spot because I know so many millennials with hand tattoos that are right here, like words or script or like a heartbeat or whatever right here. A lot of millennials get tattooed right here. It's a good spot. A lot of Gen X got tattooed on this side and it's just gone. Like it doesn't look good anymore. But we get tattooed right here. So empathy because empathy guides me. Reality crossed out is actually a very personal, very long story. But the L and the R are because I am incredibly dyslexic. And I know that I every single time someone rates me on stream, I say, oh, I'm incredibly dyslexic. But I can't express to you how bad it is, how bad it is. And so when you're dyslexic like this, it is very common for you to have issues with left and right. And I have had issues with left and right my entire life. It's been very bad. I literally think I am correct. I am like, this is the left, right? This is left, right? This is absolutely left, and it's right. I've been in so incredibly bad. And whenever Max and I moved from Texas to Washington State, we were in Utah and we were south of Salt Lake City in Utah, and we were going down a street and we needed to turn onto a one-way street. We were on a one-way street turning onto a one-way street. And I told him to go left. And he said, left? And I said, yes, left. He needed to go right. I turned him the wrong way down a one-way street and we almost got into a head-on collision at like 30 or 40 miles an hour. We had to hop a curb, drive over a sidewalk, and then hop another curb into a gas station in order to avoid this collision. And it was because I did not know my left from right. So as soon as I got to Washington, within, I think 3 or 4 weeks of me getting into Washington, I got L and R tattooed on my thumbs. And honestly, I don't regret it at all. I'm not going to regret this until the day I die. I've never had someone look at me and say, actually, honestly, I've never had someone look at me and say I'm stupid. Like no one has ever judged me for having an L and R tattooed on me. Ever. Not once. Not even on stream have people judged me for having an L and R tattooed on me. In fact, little old ladies have come up to me and been like, I wish I did that whenever I was your age. I'm serious. Like people think that this is a genius idea. Old men think it's a genius idea. And so I do not care. I've never had someone say that I'm stupid, but I don't care if it makes me look stupid. It's so useful. I can't explain it. So yeah, I have thumb tattoos, which are L and R, and then the empathy and reality. The next tattoo up on my arm is my oranges, my blood oranges. This was done by Leaf Scented, and I super duper love it. The red looks so sick. The oranges look so sick. We were going in between like different vegetables and fruits and like what I would put there. And we ended up with blood oranges because blood oranges are from Italy and I am from Italy. Hello. I am Italian. And so we decided on the blood oranges. I really like how it fits my hand. I really like the blood drop as well. I think the muted green looks really, really good. The only thing that I would say about this tattoo is, I'm never getting a hand tattoo again. This hand, I might decorate this hand with like some simple stuff, but I'm never, ever blasting my hand again. Oh my God. No one prepares you for the amount of swelling that you are going to swell when you get your hand tattooed. It was terrible. I actually couldn't put my hand down below my heart because the swelling would get stuck in my hand and it was so incredibly painful. And it would wake me up at night. Like I had to sleep with my hand propped up and I would wake me up at night to like whenever my hand would fall off the pillow or I would switch sides and my hand would like become incredibly painful because it couldn't circulate. The blood couldn't circulate because the blood was like, it was so bad. It was so bad. And on top of all of that, the Sanoderm, he put Sanoderm on top of my hand so that it would heal normally, right? So it would heal, wet heal. I fucking had to remove the Sanoderm because it was stretching my skin. It was so painful. The Sanoderm was incredibly painful because my hand was swelling beyond what the Sanoderm could do, and so could stretch. And so I literally had to take the Sanoderm off and dry heal this. Dry healing, for people who don't know, is so much worse than wet healing, in my personal opinion. Some people really prefer dry healing. I can't deal with the itch. I can't deal with the itch, and I can't deal with the flakiness. I like this so much better. That is my hand tattoo, and it literally has no meaning other than the fact that I wanted something non-confrontational on my hand that was cute and fun, but also like Italy. Why not? We're gonna jump arms really quick, and we're gonna go over to this arm. In this arm, I will insert B-roll. I have my mom tattoo.
So this tattoo is from my mommy, and whenever we were kids, she would always get so excited whenever we would bring her sand dollars, because it's really hard to find sand dollars in Galveston nowadays. So it's me and her as sand dollars. Sand dollars reminded her of her father, so there's kind of a connection with that too, but that's what this one is.
I'm pretty lucky that my parents and I are actually fairly close, especially now that I have my mental health checked out and I am more stable of a human being. We can be more of that like adult parent friend kind of thing. And my parents were always there for me whenever I was a kid and going through my entire mental health episodes and all that kind of stuff. And so now I live with my mom on one arm and my dad on the other arm. Moving on to the other tattoo, my dad tattoo.
So my dad worked really long hours whenever I was growing up, like 16 hours a day, 6 days a week. And so I never got to see him. And the only time that he would carve out of his life, like carve out, was to spend time with me was pancake time. So I got blueberry pancakes, which are his favorite, tattooed on me with his lettering, with his handwriting, symbolizing just how much pancakes mean to me. And Travis put a secret heart in. That's what I'm showing you right now. And it just is so special to me that I'm able to commemorate the time that my dad put in for me in a tattoo.
So now I walk with my mom on one arm and my dad on the other arm, and I think that that is super, super cute, and I'm very happy that that is what I chose to do. Now we're kind of all on the almost completed sleeve. There's just a little bit more that needs to be done, but it's almost a sleeve. It's getting there. It's this guy. Okay, so there's really no meaning or story behind this tattoo. Several years ago, I thought that it would just be so stupid funny to get a dancing drunk frog. I thought that was just like the funniest thing on the face of the planet. And so I found an artist who did a very illustrative style, and I was like, hey, can you do a frog dancing drunk off a sake? And she was like, yeah, I can do that. I can absolutely do that. And so they went ahead and sketched this up and did this for me. They asked what color I wanted. I said sunset. This is what they did for sunset. And yeah, it looks beautiful. It looks amazing. And yes, it makes me laugh every time I see it, because I don't see it very often where it is on my body. I don't see it very often. So when I do see it and then I remember that I have that tattoo, it does make me laugh. It does make me laugh quite a bit. Next up, my most recent tattoo after the Modron would be this squid with bubbles. As you can see, this is kind of a gap filler tattoo. I find him super duper cool. And squids are one of my favorite animals. Not to be dramatic, but squids are kind of one of those animals that reminds me that we don't know everything about the planet, and like we don't know everything that there is to know. There's so much to still discover. There's so much wonder and mystery in the world, and we should just like hop along for the ride and explore and keep being curious. And like, that's really what squids are. Squids are all about like curiosity to me. And this all started because of the giant squid that exists. I don't know if people know this, but there's like a 40-foot squids. There are 40-foot squids that exist at the bottom of the ocean that fight sperm whales. That's fucking cool. They're really, really cool. We did not get a photo of them until 2011. And I know this because in 2011, I saw the first photo of this squid and freaked the fuck out. I was like, how do we not know that there is this squid was, I think, 12 feet. How do we not know there's a 12-foot squid at the bottom of the ocean? Like, how do we not know this yet? And it just made me realize that we don't know anything at all. Like, we have no information, no knowledge about basically anything. We don't understand what's beyond atoms. We don't understand microphysics, or, like quantum physics. We don't understand any of that stuff. We don't get it. We don't get it at all. And so, it really keeps me curious and reminds me to stay curious.
So this tattoo is in Japanese, and it says shogunai. Shogunai is an expression in Japanese that doesn't have any direct translation in English, but it basically means like it is what it is, or like whatever. And like it basically means that you can't help the world around you, and I need more of that. So that's why I got it tattooed on me.
Dun 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 dun, my piece de resistance, my Leviathan. I absolutely adore this guy. He is absolutely so much fun. I don't know. I went to Travis, and I was like, hey, I trust you. I trust your art. I just want a Leviathan. I want something that looks like D&D, Final Fantasy, just something very like elegant, but also like could kill you. Like it could definitely kill you. And this is what he came up with. It wraps around to the back and stuff, and there's that green smoke outline from the eyeball, and it just is a sick tattoo. It's one of those tattoos that whenever other tattoo artists see this tattoo, they come up to me and they're like, who did that tattoo? And I love that. I plan on getting Travis to do a Chinese-like, an Asian-like dragon on this side in the same format as this, where it's like illustrative. I'm going to have a Chinese dragon on this side. And so it's kind of having a dragon of water and a dragon of sea and a dragon of sky. And so that's kind of my plan. So Travis will be doing that. Travis also did this piece. This piece, is super, super sentimental to me for many reasons that I will not be getting into. But essentially, whenever I got my life together and life was worth living, I decided to get this tattoo to commemorate that. And so it is sakura blossoms. I decided to do black and white because I thought that the sakura blossoms wouldn't last if I did color. I also plan on getting this side of my chest tattooed, and I plan on doing something in black and white as well, because now it's just like, okay, well, black and white so that I can like make my hair whatever, and I can make my skin whatever, I think black and white around the chest and on the neck is like the best way to go. So you're not stuck in a color palette, but I really enjoy this piece, and I think it looks very elegant and pretty, and I can't wait to put something elegant and beautiful on this side. Not compromising the Leviathan at all. Put it out from underneath the Leviathan. So yeah. Now, some leg pieces have been peeking out. So let me show you some leg pieces. Starting with this guy. This is my cheetah tattoo. I do plan on getting more cheetahs tattooed on me because I'm slightly obsessed with cheetahs. This was the first tattoo that I ever did with Travis. I am not going to lie to you. Please do not look too closely at this tattoo. There's a lot of mistakes and errors. I didn't sit well for this tattoo. I didn't at all. I held my breath. We actually had to do this in 2 sessions because I was dying. This was my second tattoo ever. And this was really before I knew how to sit properly and not be, this was my third tattoo. And this was before I knew how to sit properly and not be such a bad sitter. Now I sit like a champ. Now I sit great. But, I did not sit well for this tattoo. There is some fixing and touching up that needs to happen to it, especially within the lines and stuff, and some of the shading in the blue has faded. But the big thing is that the eyes used to be amber, but my body ate all the yellow. My body ate the yellow. The reason why the cheetah is blue is because my imaginary friend, whenever I was a child, was a blue cheetah. They would run along the telephone poles. Cause this was before you had phones that you could just look at in cars and you had stuff to do in cars. They would run along the telephone poles and run along fencing. And I imagined them running with the car, like chasing the car. And so whenever I went to go get a cheetah, I wanted it blue. That's this one. Now this is the second tattoo I ever got. It does have stretch marks through it, but I still love it. And it is a sun with a face. And honestly, I've just always loved this motif. I've loved how this looks for a really long time. I think it's amazing. I think it's wonderful. I did think she did a fantastic job considering I passed out during the tattoo. I think she did a fantastic job. And I also did not sit well for this one. I did not sit well for this one at all. So it's a miracle that it looks this good. And I absolutely love it. I love everything about it. And I don't know what I'm going to get on the other hip, but hopefully I'm going to get maybe a moon or like clouds on the other hip to like match. And then the final leg tattoo is my sister's tattoo. Orange is my sister's favorite color and she absolutely loves the snow. She's crazy for snow. This is a fun tattoo because the tattoo got infected because the artist never changed their gloves. Normally I say that like 95% of tattoo infections are the client's fault and not the artist's fault. No. This definitely falls into the 5% where the artist was answering the phone and talking to someone about cocaine, which I didn't know that that's what snow was, but they were talking to someone about snow and buying snow while they were tattooing me. And then they just put their hand directly back. I didn't check out the shop very well, okay? Don't do that. Vet your shops, guys. Vet your shops. And then saving the best for last, this is my first ever tattoo. Oh, yes. I got my first ever tattoo on the rib cage. It says, like soldiers, march on. If we can make it through the night, we'll see the sun. March on, march on. It is a Good Charlotte quote. This song means a lot to me. It has a very special and significant meaning to me. And it looks like shit now because, you know, it's many years old. But I still love it. I don't think I'm going to touch it up. I think I'm just going to let it look bad because it kind of gives that vibe of like the old school tattoos. And I just have to say, when I got that tattoo, I was in high school. I literally went to class the next day with Saran wrap wrapped around my rib cage. I had so many people. I was the first kid. I'm one of the oldest in my class. And so I was the first kid to be able to get a tattoo. And I was also one of the only kids to get a tattoo. So when I got a tattoo, random fucking people who used to like bully me went up to me and was like, hey, can I see the tattoo? And I was like, sure. I was loving the attention. I was like, sure. And I remember so clearly my French teacher said, come here. And she's like, show it to me. And so I show it to her all proud. And she looks me straight in the face, an 18-year-old kid that just got this tattoo that had obviously, march on, march on. This obviously has significant sentimental value to this person in some kind of mental health or struggling capacity. And she looked me straight in the fucking face and said, you're going to regret that. But the funny part is that I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. I don't regret any of my tattoos. I think that all of my tattoos are beautiful and amazing and in their own right and tell a piece of my story and a piece of my life. And I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of myself for being able to afford these tattoos. I'm very proud of myself for being able to get good tattoos. And I'm proud of myself for not getting the same tattoos that everybody else is getting because it seems like tattoos became a trend for a little while there. And everyone were getting the exact same 4 tattoos and it was like, I don't understand what's going on. But yeah, I will continue getting tattoos. My idea is to get a full body suit, so my legs fully covered, my arms fully covered, my chest fully covered, my neck covered. I do plan on getting face tattoos, but I have made a promise to my parents that I will not get face tattoos until they die, and I respect them enough that I will actually respect their wishes. The only place that I don't plan on getting tattooed, well, there's a couple places I don't plan on getting tattooed, is armpits, and stomach. I don't plan on getting my stomach tattooed, because I have heard that that is one of the most painful locations to get tattooed. And also it's nice to have little breaks of flesh, you know, it is nice. And so, yeah, that's basically, all of my tattoos. That's my tattoo tour. I appreciate you for coming along if you did. Tell me which one is your favorite one. Tell me what tattoos you want to get, because I always love talking to people about tattoos and what tattoos they want to get. And, I will see you in the next one. All right.